Hey guys, it's Tom, and today we're going to talk about biomechanics of your body and how easily you can ruin them. Biomechanics is a study of mechanical laws relating to the movement or structure of living organisms. In other words, how your body moves in space. If you look at a human body, its left and right side are almost identical. However, our daily activities may mess up our biomechanics and create many imbalances. An imbalance is defined as a lack of proportion or relation between corresponding things. In biomechanics, this would be when agonist or antagonist is either too strong or weak, and that would create an imbalance, pulling your biomechanics into a position that is not normal and your body is not used to. So from a normal position, pecs would be tight, pull forward, and that would create an imbalance, and I would get a round back. So some of imbalances you may have heard of, or maybe you have them yourself. So let's say a short leg syndrome, lordosis, kyphosis, upper or lower cross syndrome, and many more. You see, imbalances are created when a certain task is repeated over and over again in a position that is not favorable for your biomechanics. So if you carry your shopping bag home in one hand only once, it may not affect your biomechanics. However, if you carry your bag on your shoulder every day with one shoulder elevated, I promise you're gonna create imbalances that will affect your spine and your hips, and it will be so difficult to fix. So guys, behind me I've got a little triangle man, stick man, all balanced left and right, both the same. What I'm going to show you now is what happens when you carry that bag on one shoulder and how that changes your spine and your shoulders. We've got the same one. Head pretty much is always straight, so your body is going to do everything it can to make sure your head is always level. Alright, so your eyes always seeing level, so your body won't accept this, alright? Because it's so important, your head is so important. So it's going to always try and pull it back, alright? And now let's look what happens if you carry that back on one shoulder up, alright? So that goes elevated, obviously that might be a bit exaggerated. But we're looking at that elevated shoulder straight away, alright? So look at what happens then. So our hips, let's say they stay the same as well. What happens to our spine, right? So then our spine curves as well to accommodate that, alright? So instead of a straight spine over here, we've got that overstretched, right? Scoliosis. We're developing a scoliosis just to accommodate that one bag, that rucksack. So that shoulder, all the trapezius and all the neck muscles leading into the head, they're going to be all tight. All of that is going to be tight, keeping that shoulder up, alright? So it's going to be tight. Whereas on the other side, we're going to have blue. We're going to be either overstretched or relaxed muscles, right? So we're going to have this side not working as much, but it's being overstretched. Why? Because if you shift to one side and hunch one, the other side stretches all the way through. So all your traps are going to be stretched through, alright? Next thing, the same thing happens below your shoulders, alright? So looking at your QLs, your abdominals, your lats. So the whole side, again, short muscles. So these going to be on the other side now. So these going to be pulling back your spine back into, so your lats going to be pulling down. Alright, because that shoulder is going up. So we hunch it on the other side, pulling your abdominals on the other side just to accommodate that. Alright? Whereas on the other side, again, we get overstretched muscles on this side. So your QLs, your abdominals, your lats going through, all of that is now long and overstretched. So hopefully nothing changes below your hips, and you're quite lucky. However, when you think about it, just to carry that bag on one shoulder, that straight away affects your whole spine and muscles and all the pain in your back that you have. And you're thinking, what is going on? What am I doing wrong? And why have I got so much pain in my back? So guys, that was an example what happens if you go on imbalance that starts above your shoulders or above your hips. So the next question you should be asking yourself, so what is the treatment? What do we do? And we usually think stretching, but that's not necessarily the right approach. You see, muscles that go into a spasm because of an imbalance, they do not like stretching, alright? So what we need to do is look for a different approach. National Academy of Sports Medicine suggests that we should use 4 steps to treat imbalances. It would be number 1, inhibit, number 2, stretch, number 3, activate, number 4, integrate. So what is this stage of inhibit? So at the first stage, most of the time it involves techniques that focus on soft tissue release or myofascial release. Soft tissue release and myofascial release, you probably heard of a different name, which is foam rolling. However, it's highly advised so you see a specialist so they can assess your form, assess your imbalance, and use these techniques to release the pressure and tightness from these muscles. Only after this stage you can go and use certain stretches to help to correct your imbalances. Some people are just born with a shorter leg, so sometimes they need insoles, or some people are predisposed to scoliosis, whereas a back support would be needed and be prescribed by a specialist. Alright guys, that's it for today. Let me know if you've got any questions about soft tissue release, myofascial release, or anything else from this video. If you've got any comments or questions, post it down below, comment section, or just send me a private message and we'll talk about it, and I'll try and help as much as I can. But for now, keep an eye for our next video and have a nice one.